Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Do You Read BTS? I'm Lisa.
And I'm DLezaye. Welcome back, guys. So, for this week, it was another one shot week. So, we
Mm-hmm.
did two different one shots as we did the last time we did one shots. And I will just be retelling the story to each other. We don't know what the stories are yet. Like, we don't know. I don't know what Lisa chose. She don't know what I chose. So, we're going to just tell them and go through them and discuss them. And that's going to be that on that on that.
Yep.
All right, so something different we're going to do this time. I'm actually going to go first because my story is extremely short. And yeah, it's really quick to get through. So I'm going to go first. My story is called Secrets. It is a Kim Namjoon story, and it is like a spy AU story.
Mm.
And I found it on Tumblr. Look at us getting some Tumblr
Okay,
action. You
Tumblr.
know,
Okay.
Tumblr been seeing a lot of us for these one shots. So, pretty much the story starts out. There's this girl. She don't have a name, and she's chilling. She hasn't been working or nothing like that. It's been like 9 months or something like that. She ain't been working. Since she took her last job, so she's a spy.
Uh-huh.
And she's chilling in this bar because she gets this message from Namjoon telling her that he wants to meet up. They haven't seen each other in a while, so she's like, "All right, bet, we'll meet up, but we'll just make sure it's really on the sly because he's also a spy."
Oh yeah, I was about to ask what, why, what is their connection?
Yeah, so they were actually in a relationship. They loved each other, like they were in a whole relationship. She found out he was a spy. She found out he found out she was a spy, so it was like a whole thing. And then like they ended up like falling apart after that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was interesting. So they're in this bar meeting up, and he finally comes, and they're looking at each other, and she's kind of being like real flirty with him, and he's not nervous, but he's kind of just like they haven't seen each other in a really long time. And so he's like they're at the bar, and he starts tapping on the bar table, and it's a message to her, which they created their own little like coding messages to one another. It was
Oh.
super cute. So they had this own little like language, so they she could decipher the code. So the code pretty much says, "Hey girl, they got a hit out on you. We got to go." So she's like, "Oh
Oh.
crap, we
So
gotta
she
go."
thought she was going on to like a little date, a
Yeah,
reunion,
she thought she
and
was
he
going.
was just trying to help her out.
Yeah, so she's like, "Oh my gosh, why do they gotta hit on me? I ain't take no jobs in the last couple of months. I've been chilling. I've been laying low. Like, what they gotta hit on me for?" But she couldn't ask all that because she's like, by this point, she's like, "I'm pretty sure somebody knows that we're here." So, but right before they get up, he says, "I still, what did he say? I still do or always have or something like that." He tells her. So she's like thinking about that in her head, and she's like, "I wonder what he means, right?" So they get up and they start to leave, and they notice the stranger come into the bar. Homegirl got her gun on her. He got his gun on him. So she shoots the
Uh-huh.
stranger at the door. Mind you, this is a stranger, but I'm guessing she realizes that this is another spy sent to come and get her. So they're like trying to
Uh-huh.
get away. As they're getting away, they're running off. They're going to the around the building and stuff like that, and they're noticing people that are coming for them, trying to get them. So she's shooting at them. Namjoon's shooting at these people as they're getting higher and higher up. They eventually get to a roof. They close everything off. They're shooting at these people that are trying to get them, and then they block off the area, and they're able to lock the door, or they're able to break the bolt off the door so that they can fully escape. And they get to a spot where they're like just right up on each other, and they start kissing each other and everything like that. And she's like, "Do you really mean that?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then they end up like leaving off in the sunset together, and that is it. That is literally it. I was like, "Wait, no, I wanted more."
So much more could have
So
happened.
much more could have happened, but they were in love, and he still loved her, and she still loved him. And yeah, and then he was like, "We gonna do this thing, babe. Like, I got you. We in this spy game together, babe." So
Right. Well, they
that was
ain't
it.
spies now. They run, ducking, and dodging now
Yeah,
forever.
now he gonna have a hit out on his head to get killed because he helping her,
I hope he got a stash of money like JK in that other story.
right? But I liked it. I was like, I gotta read this because it was really short. But I'm like, dang, I kind of like I like where this is headed.
Right. It was cute. I really liked it.
Yeah, I did too. I did too.
But so much more. I want so much more.
I know. It was so, oh, I didn't say who it was by. It was by K-pop, was it K-pop fanfic trash or something like that?
Oh yeah,
That's who it's
on
by.
Tumblr.
On Tumblr. Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna tell y'all my story, but I'm not gonna tell you the title. I will tell you it's the same author as the last story. It's by Persona Intro, right?
Mhm.
I only knew this because I found out she write on Tumblr too.
Mhm.
So this story came from Tumblr, but I'm not gonna tell y'all the title until the end because if I tell you the title, you'll know what it's about.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure you'll probably figure it out pretty soon.
Okay.
Okay, so in the beginning of the story, it's a girl. She doesn't have a name, so you know she's the girl. And she is in the bed asleep. And here comes Taehyung. Taehyung come in. He's like, "What you doing, woke?" She's like, I went and woke you, woke me up. Where you been all night? You said you was coming home early. He says, well, I was hanging out with the guys, and I know I said I was coming home early, but they wanted me to stay, so I stayed and hung out with him. She was like, that's fine. So he instantly goes to the bathroom, take a shower, get in the bed, put his arms on her, and is like, okay, so go to sleep. I'm home now, so go to sleep, right? So the next day, it's like little stuff that happened, but I'm going to kind of skip around
Okay.
too. So the next part of the story, like they're going to his mother's house. So they go to his mom's house or whatever, and as they're like they hanging out with his mom, just like doing stuff. They're gonna have dinner and all this good stuff. And Taeyong and this girl have been together for 5 years.
Oh.
Yeah. So Tayon is saying, "Oh, I got to call. I got to take this." So when he go take this, he leave. She don't think nothing of it, because she know he work. He a businessman. He always working. So she don't think nothing of it. And his mom was like, "So when y'all get married, have he asked you yet? Have he asked you to marry him?" She was like, "No, not yet." And she was like, "No worry. Y'all been together for a long time. He's going to ask you. No worries, right?" So 10 minutes later, after they kind of having these conversations, they talking, he comes back and she's like, well, who? The mama says, who was that on the phone? And he said, oh, it was a wrong number or whatever. And his mom says, for 10 minutes.
Mm.
And yeah, he
Mm.
says, well, I was in the bathroom, okay? Are you done prosecuting me? Like, I was in the bathroom. She was like, okay. They went on along their day, whatever. So that night, the girl gets in the shower. They they get in the, he get in the girl get in the shower, and then he comes in. They have like this great sex in the shower or whatever. And then they were supposed to be quiet, but they weren't quiet at all.
Mm.
But yeah, they just have good sex in the shower and they go to bed. The next part of the story, they are back at home. She's like cleaning the house and doing all this stuff, cause she don't work and he work.
Mm.
She's cleaning up the house. She's like putting dirty socks up and all this good stuff. And Tayon is in the shower. Now, he has not been spending a lot of time with her.
Mhm.
He's always in and out. But she in her head, she like, oh, he's just been busy. He's just been this. But he have enough time to hang out with his homies, right?
Mhm.
He goes hanging out. He's taking a shower to hang out with like Jim and the rest of them, the whole
Mhm.
BTS or whatever. And she looks and see his phone lit up, right? And so
Uh
she not the type to snoop, but this time she is because he been acting distant.
oh.
She looks at his phone. His
Mm.
phone says, "Had a great time last night."
Mm.
So now she like, well, who is this texting him saying having a good time tonight? But she ain't say nothing. So when she looking at the phone, Tay get out the shower. So Tay like, what you doing with my phone? And she was like, oh, it went off, so I was gonna bring it to you. So he kind of looked at her suspicious, and then he just kind of be like, okay, or whatever. So the same time, she's like, but why does an unknown number keep calling you all the time? And
Mm.
he's like, I know, right? That's crazy, right?
No, he didn't.
Like that. That was his comment. I know, right? That's crazy, right?
Mm-mm.
And she was like, whatever. And he was like, don't worry about it. And see, and the story is like, and she don't.
And she
So,
don't.
and she don't. She just keep it moving, right?
Mm-mm.
So the next chapter is like her birthday. It's like her birthday week. So she's like still, straightening up, cleaning up. Obviously, she always be cleaning up.
Mhm.
So she cleaning up or whatever. She putting like his t-shirts in his drawer, and she noticed that it is this big old nice box. Kind of look like Tiffany. And she opened up this box and she see this beautiful diamond necklace. And she get all excited. And now she's like, oh, everything I was thinking about him is just not true. He's being secretive because he's trying to be secretive for my birthday
No,
and
girl,
all
he
this stuff.
cheating.
Period. Anyway, so they end up going to dinner because that's what they normally do on her birthday. So they go to dinner and she's expecting this diamond necklace because she put this diamond necklace back in the drawer.
Mhm.
So she's trying to pretend like she happy, right? So she go to dinner. She's all excited to get this diamond necklace. She dressed up to the T. She looking good, right? And she go and he's like, "Happy birthday!" and pull out this whole nother box that don't even look like the box she see. So now she
Oh.
looking like, why am I getting this box? Like why? But she didn't say that. She just opened up the box. I guess what it was. Some gold hoops. Girl, some gold hoops, some gold earrings.
Dang.
And I done seen this diamond necklace. So,
Dang. He tried
she,
her.
right. So when she seen it and she opened it up, she wasn't like, oh my gosh. She was just like looking at it like, this ain't what I seen. And he was like, well, what's wrong? Do you not like it? And she was like, yeah, it's nice, but and then she told him the truth, how she seen the necklace in the drawer and all that stuff. And he was like, well, you was going through my stuff. And she was like, I was cleaning up and it was just there. And he was like, then he got all mad. He was like, it wasn't mine. It was Jimmy. Jimmy had it for his girlfriend. I'm holding it for Jimmy. And so she like, Jimmy got a girlfriend. Like Jimmy is a playboy. I know that. I know Jimmy ain't got no girlfriend. And he was like, yeah, he got a girlfriend now, and that's hers or whatever. So
Mhm.
they get into it, kind of like a little fight. And he was like, you know what? I'm sorry, it's your birthday. I don't want to get into it with you or whatever. She just kind of let it go. So the next day, like, well, not the next day, but this is the next part.
Mhm.
So the next part, like her and Tay are like shopping, and he's like watching her put on her like this beautiful dress and stuff, and he like having his arms around her, kissing on her, telling her how good she look and stuff. But then his phone ring, and of course he's like, I gotta take this and leave. And she like, this he is always leaving. Why don't he take the call here? But she don't never say nothing. So she just leaves, and she noticed that dirt. I've been in here for a while, and he ain't even came back. So now she get what she get. She pay for it or whatever, and then she leaves out. When she leaves out, she like looking for him, and she bump into guess who? Jimmy.
Mm. Mm.
She bump into Jimmy. She's like, oh, she's just talking to him regular because what I didn't mention is this girl used to hang out with all of BTS all the time,
Mhm.
but all of a sudden he quit asking her to come around, so she just quit going around. So she bumped into Jimmy because they so cool. She's like, "Hey Jimmy, how you doing? Where you been?" Blah blah blah. Jimmy like, "Where you been? Cause we ain't seen you around or whatever." And then she was like, "Oh yeah, I heard about your girlfriend. Did you give her the necklace?" Blah blah blah. He like, "Who? What girlfriend? I don't got no girlfriend." And she like,
Mm.
"Oh, you don't got no girlfriend?" But she kind of chopped it up. And she
Mhm.
was just like, oh, okay, well, maybe I just misunderstood something or whatever.
What?
Right. Maybe I just understood. So then, Jimmy leaves. She go do her thing. He do his thing, whatever. So the next part of his story, she in the house and Tay been gone all day. He come back. When he come back, he like put his arms around her. He's like, "Hey, what you been doing all day?" She be like, "Well, you been all day," but she smelled a vanilla scent on him. And then she looked
Girl.
at his shirt, and he got red lipstick on his shirt.
Mm.
And she said, "What the f? Like, what is that on your shirt?" He was like, "Oh, it ain't nothing like that. It ain't nothing like that. I was working with old girl, and we got close to each other. That's all. It ain't nothing like that." And she believed it.
Mm-mm.
She
Nope.
believed it, right? But in her head, she was always like, you know what, I already know.
Mhm.
But but she never said that because she was really in love with Taehyung. So the next part of the story kind of tells the backstory of how her and Taehyung got together.
Mhm.
Obviously, her and Tae got together because her best friend CG was going on a date with him, with Tay,
Mhm.
or whatever, and she was double dating with Jimmy, but she ended up they were like going to a movies. The movie was end up whack. Like her and Tay and YN, the girl, did not like the movie. So they went out and like was getting drinks or whatever. And they ended up just sitting out in the lobby because they both didn't like the movie. And they kind of just got to talking and they started to like each other. And the friend was like, after the movie was over, they came out, her and Jimmy came out. They both was looking at each other like, where was y'all at? Like, and they was like, oh, we didn't like the movie, so we just sat out here or whatever. So after the fact, she got in the car with the friend and she was just like, she was texting Tay. I already texted him. She was like, you texted Taehyung? And she was like, yeah, we cool, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, you probably shouldn't give your number to the guy that I supposed to be talking to. But
Right.
but she said, girl, you know, I ain't even mad. She was like, if you like him, you like him. You can talk to him. It ain't no big deal. Because it's just the first date. We didn't really like each other like that.
Mhm.
So the friend was cool. She was like, if you like him, you know, just keep talking to him, whatever. I just move on. It's not a big deal. And she was like, I actually like y'all together. So that's how they kind of hooked up or whatever.
Mhm.
And like I said, it's been 5 years later, they still together. So then the next part of the story, because CG had been out of town this whole part time of the story.
Mhm.
So CG comes back in town. She talking to her. She tells her, I think Taehyung cheating on me. And she like, why you say that? And she was like, she told him everything that had been happening. So CG was like, so let's follow him.
Oh no.
CG about that life, okay? She
I'd
like,
be
let's
like,
follow
girl,
him.
just break up with him.
Yeah, she's like, let's follow him and see what he doing. And she was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to follow him. That's just wrong, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, girl, bye. She was like, if you don't want to follow him, she said, then how about see what's in his phone? So she was like, okay, I can probably do that. So while Tay was in the shower that night, she tried to open his phone and noticed that she can't even get in his phone. The the
Girl.
the lock the lock code used to be their anniversary, but it's no longer. And the picture that used to be on his phone was like a picture of them two, but now it's just like a random like default picture.
Homeboy's done. Homeboy's done.
Done. Okay. So like once you switch that picture and that
Yeah.
lock code, it's over.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
anyway, so goes back. She tell her friend, or she texts her that night. I can't get into the phone. Blah 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 blah. She was like, "Don't worry, girl. We're gonna follow him tomorrow."
yeah. Wow.
So the next day, she's like, "Okay, come on, girl. We're gonna follow him." So they go to his job. They watch him come down the steps, get in his car, and they go to a pub. Right.
Mhm.
So they go to a pub. He's in the pub, but he's legit with like Namjoon and Jen or something, like they really hanging out.
Mhm.
So she go to the pub or whatever. She sit in the corner of the pub or whatever. It's supposed to be in the dark, but and just looking at them, she's like, "Oh, I'm tripping. He really is out here with his friends. He ain't really doing nothing, right?"
Until.
So, right. So this man, this older man, come and talking to her. He's like, "Hey, beautiful, what you doing here? Blah blah blah. Why you by yourself?" And she just kind of talking to him or whatever, just like having casual conversation, but it's not that long of a conversation.
Mhm.
So before she know it, he's like, you got a boyfriend?" And then Tay pop up on the scene. Yes, she got a boyfriend, and I need you to back up. She looking like, oh shoot, this man didn't see me. So then he pick her up, drag her out the pub, put her in the damn car. He was like, why you following me? And she was like, oh, I wasn't following you. I was just there to get a drink. He was like, of coke. You was literally drinking coke
Mhm.
in a pub. And she was like, well, if you weren't acting so sneaky and acting crazy, I wouldn't have to feel like I need to follow you or whatever. And so they got into this argument. And she was like, you know what? We need some time apart. So he didn't argue. He didn't argue at all. He didn't run after her. She was waiting on him to run after her.
Mhm.
Like she had packed some clothes and left. She was waiting for him to come after her. He never did come.
That's her bad.
Right. So she left, went to her homegirl house or whatever. After a couple of days, she ain't even heard from him. He ain't text
Days.
her. Days, like literally it's been like 4 or 5
Girl.
days. He ain't messaged her, he ain't called her, he ain't done that. So now she in her feelings like, darn, I would have thought at least he would have texted me. So CG, cause she that girl, you know what I'm saying? She like, just go to the house. Just go to the house and just tell him what's up. Like, don't be beating around the bush. So she goes to the house, go in the house, unlock the door. Girl, what she see? This man up in her kitchen with his arms wrapped around another woman.
Ooh.
And he calling her princess. And she like, oh, he using the nicknames he gave me. So now she
Oh.
going out for him. She ready to fight this girl. Like she mad. Like she is mad. She throwing stuff. She just mad. And the other girl, she kind of looking, but she know that the girl know because she ain't even surprised.
So
So
she
she
knew
knew
about her?
the other girl he cheating on knew about her.
Mm.
Because she said she wasn't even surprised or even acting like she was like shook up.
Mm.
She knew about her.
Mm. Mm.
But the
Mm.
other girl went around them as they were fighting, like, and creeped out the door. So
Oh.
she's like, "Why, Tay? Why would you do this to me and all this stuff like this?" And he was like, "You need to let me explain." Blah blah blah. She was like, "No, I'm sick of you. I hate you," and all this stuff. And she left back out. So when she left back out, she went to her friend's house. She cried 4 days. Tay then blew up her phone and had been blowing up her phone for days, texting her phone for days. She ended up just blocking him. So then, after a couple of days later, she goes home after work. She obviously I don't know when she got a job, but she got a job, and she goes home after work to her friend's house, and Taehyung is out there by the door at her friend's house by the door, just sitting there,
Mm.
and she's like, "Why are you here? Why are you here?" He was like, "Cause I want to talk to you." I don't. She was like, "I don't want to talk to you. You could go on by your business." He was like, "Please just let me talk to you." So she ended up letting him on in.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked to her. He's like just talking to her. She was like, "Why would you do this to me?" And he was like, "I love her." She was like, "What? What?"
Damn.
He was like, "I don't know what happened. I just love her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry this happened to you. And I want you to take the house and have it for yourself, and I'll find someone." She was like, "You think I want to be in a house where you was with another woman at?"
Damn.
Or whatever. And he was like, just basically saying, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry." And then he left, and that was the end of the story.
Girl, that was a good one shot.
Right. Now, the name of the story was Cheater.
Yep.
See, that's why I didn't want to tell you the name of the
Yep.
story.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Woo.
How you feel about that?
That was a ride.
I'm telling you, Persona intro.
That
She
was a
be having some
ride.
stories.
Okay. That was a
That was a
good
good.
one.
It was, and it was long enough for me to have to share. You know.
Yeah, that was a much longer story than mine. I should have chosen a longer story, but I just really liked it, even though it was so short. But I just liked the
Right.
idea of it.
Well, like y'all know, that's the thing with the one shots is it's hard to find them because you can find some good ones now, but you got to find stuff that has some substance in it for we can share with y'all what the story is about.
Yeah, because a lot of times there's one shots that are completely smut. They're
Right.
what is it called? Point.
Plot without
Yeah,
purpose.
plot without purpose.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Um, yeah.
So if y'all know any other one shots that are not plot without a purpose, there's like a good one shot that we can come back and review and tell y'all about. Let us know.
Mhm. Ooh, I like that one. I like that a lot. Ooh, I can't wait for my next one shot. I'm gonna choose one that's longer this time because
Girl, it's Tumblr, man.
I know Tumblr. So this is the thing. I will say, reading full length stories on Tumblr is not my thing.
So
But
like,
reading one shots on Tumblr, I can knock those out in like a day or maybe like an hour, depending on how long it is, and I don't have to worry about the fact that I don't know where I left off or nothing like that. I could just keep reading it and it'll be fine. And I'm realizing that Tumblr is where I'm going for a lot of my one shots.
uh huh.
So
Well, I feel like we could do a lot of stories on one shot if there had an option that we could stop and save where we were
I
at.
know. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I know there's a way to do like you can
Well, I wish I
favorite.
knew,
There's a
because
way
I've been looking.
there's a way that you can favorite your like the you can follow the person that writes the stories, and then whenever you find a story just remember who it was, and then normally most pages have a master list, and you can just click on the
Uh,
master list and go back to the story. The only problem is if you go back to the story it's not going to be where you left off. So you're going to have to like
exactly.
scroll, but you can at least get to the area that you were
Yeah.
originally in. So,
Yeah. And see, that's what I was doing, is that I followed some of these authors, so I was able just to go straight to them and then look at the master list.
yeah.
But and that's cool for a one shot, but to do that for
Yeah, full
a whole
story.
story, that
No.
is crazy.
I'm not
Cause
doing
I
it.
don't want to be on chapter 72 and then I gotta find where 73 at,
Yeah.
because I gotta start all the way back over from one.
No, no, I'm not doing that for a full length story. Absolutely not. But a one shot, I'll do it. But no full story, I'm gonna stick to AO3 and Wattpad,
Yeah.
and that's just gonna be that.
Right, right. And even sometimes on AL3 is not, even sometimes it's
Yeah.
like that on AL3.
And I have not found. I downloaded an app that I thought would work with AO3, and it did not. So, back to the drawing board.
Right. We was good when we had that little app. I
I
don't know what happened.
know. It was perfect. It was
Uh-huh.
perfect. All right. Well, that was our episode on our one shots. You guys can follow us on all of our social media. It's Do You Read BTS or Do You Read BTS Pod or some variation of it. You can email us at doyoureadbts@yahoo.com. Again, the U is the letter U and not YOU. So if you email us, just know that. And also, if you're looking for us on socials, you can. That's also a thing as well. So, but yeah, tune in with us next time, guys, and we will see you next time.
Ah.
Bye.